talk a little bit about warming up and cooling down. The whole part of warming up is to get your body prepared and to get your mind prepared for the workout that you're going to be doing. It's going to help to improve your overall performance, and it's going to help to improve your overall recovery time as well. Now, research shows that when it comes to warming up, the best exercises are full range of motion moves. So that's why I always like to do things like a light cardio paired with exercises that actually mimic the moves that you're going to be doing in your workout, because that's what's going to prepare your muscles and those specific joints that you're going to be using for exercise. Now, a lot of people have this idea that they need to do static stretches. Well, science actually shows that that's best for doing during your cool down, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But anytime that I go into design a warm-up, and each workout that I do does have a different warm-up for it, it's going to have some kind of cardio move like jumping jacks, like butt kicks or high knees, something that's simple that you can do right in place, but something that's going to be efficient at increasing your heart rate so that you can get your muscles warmed up by your increase in blood flow that's going to be coming up from your increased heart rate. Now you're also going to be doing some strength training moves, again, that mimic the actual exercises you're going to be doing when it's time to work out. This is for a couple of reasons. A, to get those muscles, the ones specifically you're going to be used, ready, but like I said, also to get you in the mindset. It's going to help you with your overall performance from start to finish, because after your warm-up, it's more of like, yes, I'm in the zone, I can do this. Now, how long does a typical warm-up last? Well, for each person, it is different. My personal warm-ups last about 5 minutes, and that again is combining some kind of cardio along with some kind of strength training, but never anything longer than 10 minutes. A lot of times, if you do it for 5 minutes and you don't feel like it's quite long enough, then I recommend doing it again. But one rule of thumb with a warm-up is you never want to push yourself to the point that once you're done, you feel like you've just worked out with everything that you have. It is supposed to be a light program. So my favorite way to do it is like doing 50 jumping jacks paired with 10 push-ups, then 25 butt kicks paired with some sit-ups or some squats like I'm doing here. I'm going back and forth with the jumping jacks. Not only does it keep it from getting boring, because who likes to just jump on a treadmill for 5 or 10 minutes, but it also gives you just exactly what you need out of your warm-up. A couple of other benefits: you're going to be facilitating your muscles to use oxygen. That's of course going to help with your overall way that your workout goes, but it's also going to help decrease your overall recovery time, because you're going to have more oxygen going to your muscles, and that's going to help you with recovery, but it's also going to help you with each specific rep that you do. Speaking of our reps, having a proper warm-up is going to help you increase your speed of contraction. That means you can work out harder and faster. Now, when it comes to our cool down, this is the part where we talk about doing more static exercises. So after you're done, after you've just worked out really hard, I never recommend just sitting on the ground and touching your toes right away. You want to bring your heart rate down slowly and gradually, and if you sit down so fast, chances are you might get a little headache or you might get dizzy. So I generally start my warm-up standing up before doing anything, just kind of loosening everything up. After about 2 or 3 minutes, then I go to static stretching. Static stretching means you hold each exercise for about 20 seconds or even longer. This, just like our warm-up, is going to help improve your muscle recovery, because you're sending oxygenated blood straight to the muscles that you just used. Not to mention, of course, it feels amazing after you've just worked out really hard to stretch. Now make sure that you hold each of these moves, these are some of my favorites, about 20 to 30 seconds. Whatever we do on our right side, make sure that you then do over onto your left side. A rule of thumb is also to make sure that you do 1 stretch or 2 stretches for every big muscle group that you've done. So if you work out your legs, make sure to do leg stretches. If you work out your core really hard, make sure to do lower back and abdominal moves, such as this one where you arch up. Make sure never to push it so hard where you're uncomfortable, but you do want to push hard enough where you feel a good stretch. Other important areas are, this is another one to do for your lower back and for your hips and for your shoulders. And again, holding each one for just 20 to 30 seconds is going to help you feel amazing. Now, this is my favorite hip stretch. You might know it as the butterfly. Some people call it a cobbler's pose. Whatever you want to do, it works. Now try to push those knees down towards the ground as far as you can and reach that chest down towards your toes. So those are the benefits of a warm-up. That's the benefits of the cool down, and this is how I go about creating them. So I recommend that you do this. Do not skip it. If you want benefits and you want to prevent injury, this should always be a focus.